In the ancient land of Draconia, nestled between towering mountains and vast emerald forests, there lived a group of brave dragons. These were no ordinary dragons. They were the guardians of the realm, entrusted with the duty of protecting the world from evil forces that threatened to engulf it in darkness. Each dragon had its own unique power, passed down through generations.
There was Blaze, the dragon of fire, with scales that shimmered like molten lava. His breath could melt the strongest steel, and his roar could shake the very earth.
Then there was Frostwing, the dragon of ice, with wings that glistened like frozen waterfalls. She could summon blizzards with a flap of her wings, freezing enemies in their tracks.
Stormclaw, the dragon of lightning, had crackling energy dancing along his scales, and his strikes were as swift and deadly as a thunderbolt.
Finally, there was Shadowflare, the dragons of shadows, whose dark scales allowed him to blend seamlessly into the night. He could move through shadows like a whisper, unseen and unheard by his foes.
For centuries, the brave dragons had kept peace in Draconia, but a new threat was rising from the depths of the underworld. A powerful sorceress named Melindra had awakened from her thousand-year slumber. Her heart was as cold as the void, and she harbored a deep hatred for the dragons who had imprisoned her long ago. With the power to command legions of dark creatures, gargoyles, shadow wolves, and banshees, Melindra sought to conquer Draconia and plunge the world into eternal night. The dragons sensed the dark magic spreading through the land and knew that a great battle was approaching. They gathered at their ancient council in the heart of Dragon's Peak, where the oldest and wisest of dragons, Elder Pyron, resided.
Melindra's power grows stronger with each passing day. We must unite and use all of our strengths to stop her before it's too late.
Blaze stepped forward, his fiery eyes burning with determination.
I will lead the charge against Melindra's forces. We must strike at the heart of her power before she can unleash her full strength.
Frostwing nodded, her icy breath misting in the air.
I will protect the skies. My blizzards will slow her armies, giving us time to reach her fortress.
Stormclaw's eyes sparked with electricity.
I'll provide the speed we need. My lightning will cut through her ranks like a blade.
Shadowflare, the quietest of the group, spoke last.
I will be the eyes and ears in the dark. Melindra will not see me coming until it's too late.
With their plan set, the dragons took to the skies, their powerful wings carrying them swiftly toward the dark lands where Melindra had established her fortress. As they flew over the once beautiful forests, they saw the devastation caused by Melindra's dark magic. Trees were twisted and blackened, rivers ran with poison, and the land itself seemed to groan under the weight of her evil. When they reached the edge of Melindra's territory, they were met by her army of darkness. The sky was filled with screeching gargoyles, their stone wings clattering like thunder. On the ground, shadow wolves with glowing red eyes prowled, their growls echoing in the still air. Banshees wailed in the distance, their cries chilling to the bone. Blaze unleashed a torrent of flames, turning the nearest wave of enemies to ash. Frostwing called upon the power of the north winds, summoning a blizzard that froze the shadow wolves where they stood. Stormclaw dove into the fray, his lightning strikes slicing through the gargoyles and sending them crashing to the ground. Shadowflare, meanwhile, disappeared into the shadows, moving unseen as he silently took out the banshees, one by one. The battle was fierce, but the dragons fought with the strength of their ancestors. For every creature of darkness that fell, more seemed to take its place. But the dragons were relentless, driven by the knowledge that the fate of Draconia rested on their shoulders. As the battle raged, Blaze noticed that the sky was darkening even more. He looked up and saw Melindra herself hovering above her fortress, her eyes glowing with malevolent power. She raised her staff, and the ground trembled as a massive shadow dragon, conjured from the darkest magic, emerged from the earth. This shadow dragon was a fearsome sight, larger than any of the brave dragons. Its scales were as black as night, and its eyes burned with an unnatural fire. With a deafening roar, it charged at the dragons, its claws tearing through the air.
Together we can defeat it.
In moments like these, the power of lunar sealant becomes indispensable. Lunar sealant, a rare and mystical element, harnesses the energy of the moon to amplify magical abilities. Crafted by skilled alchemists, it glows with a soft, ethereal light, providing unparalleled strength and resilience. When used, it enhances one's magical powers, making spells more potent and effective. Its unique properties also offer protection against dark forces, making it a vital resource in any battle against evil. Blaze knew they had to act quickly. The four dragons converged, combining their powers. Blaze unleashed a spiral of fire, encircling the shadow dragon. Frostwing summoned a freezing wind that chilled it to the core. Stormclaw struck with a barrage of lightning, each bolt weakening the creature further. Finally, Shadow Flare emerged from the shadows, his form merging with the darkness of the shadow dragon, disrupting its very essence. With a final earth-shaking roar, the shadow dragon collapsed, dissolving into a cloud of dark mist. But the battle was not yet over. Melindra descended from the sky, her face twisted in fury.
You may have defeated my dragon, but you will not defeat me.
She hissed. She raised her staff, and a wave of dark energy surged toward the dragons, but Blaze, with all his strength, flew forward to intercept it. The force of the magic was immense, but Blaze's fiery spirit burned brighter. He absorbed the dark energy, turning it into a blazing inferno that engulfed Melindra.
No.
Melindra screamed as the flames consumed her. With a final piercing shriek, she was gone, her dark magic extinguished forever. The land of Draconia began to heal. The twisted trees returned to their former glory, rivers ran clear once more, and the sky brightened as the darkness lifted. The dragons, weary but victorious, returned to their home at Dragon's Peak. Elder Pyron greeted them with pride. Elder Pyron: "You have done well, my brave dragons. Draconia is safe once again, thanks to your courage and unity." The dragons knew that their duty was never truly over, but for now, they could rest, knowing they had protected their world from a great evil. And so, they returned to their ancient lairs, watching over Draconia from the skies, ready to face any new threat that might arise. And thus, the legend of the brave dragons who fought the Battle of Shadows was passed down through generations, a tale of courage, unity, and the power of light over darkness. A pause 3S. In the heart of the enchanted forest, a young sorcerer named Elara discovers an ancient spellbook that holds the secrets to controlling the elements. As she delves deeper into its pages, she uncovers a prophecy that foretells a great battle between the forces of nature and an army of shadow creatures. With the help of her loyal companions, Elara must master the elements and prepare for the impending conflict. The fate of the forest and its inhabitants rests in her hands. Pause 2S. The legend of the brave dragons may have concluded, but a new legend is about to unfold. The spirit of courage, unity, and the power of light over darkness lives on in the heart of Elara. As the forest whispers of ancient tales, it also sings of new heroes rising to protect the balance of nature. The journey continues, and a new chapter in the Chronicles of Draconia begins. In a distant kingdom, a humble blacksmith named Thorn is chosen by a mystical sword to become the next Dragon Knight. As he embarks on a quest to prove his worth, Thorn encounters mythical creatures, treacherous landscapes, and ancient guardians. Along the way, he learns the true meaning of courage, honor, and sacrifice. With the kingdom under threat from a dark sorcerer, Thorn must rise to the challenge and fulfill his destiny as the protector of the realm. Pause 2S. The legacy of the brave dragons continues through Thorn's journey. As the mystical sword glows with an ancient power, Thorn feels the strength and wisdom of the past Dragon Knights guiding him. His path is fraught with peril, but his heart is steadfast. The kingdom's hope lies in his hands, and the spirit of Draconia's heroes lives on within him. The tale of the Dragon Knight is a testament to the enduring power of bravery and the unbreakable bond between a knight and his land. Pause 2S. As Thorn stands on the precipice of his destiny, the winds of change whisper through the kingdom. A new era dawns, and the Chronicles of Draconia continue to unfold with tales of valor and unity. The spirit of the dragons, the guardians, and the heroes of old will forever inspire those who rise to protect the realm. Pause 2S. The journey of Thorn, the Dragon Knight, is just beginning, and so the legend grows, weaving new threads into the rich tapestry of Draconia's epic saga.